Okay, hello everyone. Welcome to our writing sprint. We have a Z, alternative Z today.
You have a guest.
Welcome back, Grace. Thank you so much for joining me. It's fantastic to have you again.
Thank you. I was very successful at the last sprint, so was happy to be able to fit another one in today.
Awesome. Hello, Cool Gamer. Thanks for joining us. Okay. Oh, hi, Megan. And hey, Easy Graphics. Nice to see you. Z is potentially popping in or out or something, depending on if work allows. So we may or may not see her. All right, what are we all working on today then?
Let's see. I'm at 80 some thousand on my book. And so I'm really in the last like 20% of it. So I'm going to do a combination, I think, of writing and kind of doing some outlining for the upcoming breakup where I make my characters miserable. How about you?
Seems fair. I am hopefully in the very last bits of mine, and I have to write the getting back together again bit, and I have to fix their breakup at some point in the editing process. But we'll do the oh, that is an echo. Is that one an echo?
I think that was me. I killed it.
Okay. Yeah, so I'm going to write them getting back together, and then I'm going to write her being powerful and strong for the end of the book. And I've just got to work out how to accomplish that. So, yeah. Thinking and writing today, that's my plan. Let's see what everyone else is up
Awesome.
to.
I was going to say, yeah. Let's see, nonfiction. Oh, Megan said the ending's her favorite part too.
Yes.
Ooh, and
Megan doesn't like
she's fixing a nagging part of a chapter.
You'll get it, Megan.
Oh, Z at least is with us in spirit on the chat.
Yay, Hazy. Okay, I'm going to be blocking the spam bot. So if I block anyone by accident, I deeply apologize. And I think we figured out how to fix it, but it does require Z to fix it. So, yeah. Yay,
that's so interesting.
Oh, and you are very welcome, Easy Graphics. Always happy to help breed things. Yeah, sorry, what were you going to say?
I'm having a hard time opening my book up for some reason, but yeah, I'm like, it's like, okay, don't do that to me. I've been writing. I wrote this book almost entirely in Atticus.
Okay.
Which I don't necessarily know that I'll do again. Atticus is really good for the formatting and stuff, but it's not super. It's just not advanced enough, in my opinion, yet for actual word processing.
Yeah.
So, I think.
Yeah, I know Megan's.
Yeah.
Sorry.
So I think book whatever my next book is, I'll go back to writing. I wrote book 2 almost completely through Microsoft Word online, the free version, because my Mac was starting to give me trouble with because it was so old. And so I wrote book 2 almost completely online, which worked great.
Yeah.
Because everything was, I could get to it from my laptop, from my iPad, from wherever I was and go hit it. So that was actually really nice. We got Allie here.
Oh, that's me.
Oh, duh. Sorry, blonde. A little grayer nowadays, but it was blonde at one point.
I can't remember why we said your name, Megan. Oh, I was going to say you were trying to use Atticus, but having some issues with it not quite doing what you wanted as well, I know.
When I first got into it, it was very frustrating. I had problems with, I was using it to try to write it on 2 different devices, and I lost, I mean, it wasn't much. It was like 300 or 400 words. But I mean, you don't want to not trust, your software to not lose your stuff. I mean, that's a pretty big deal.
Yeah.
And the fix was you had to make sure you manually, even though it says like when you're writing on it, it'll be like saving and it does it, automatically. You have to make sure you're saving and logging out if you plan to go to a different computer, which I thought was kind of lame. I'm like, it's on, it's in the cloud. Why do I have to go through this extra step? But once I figured that out, it was okay. But yeah, I think I'll probably go back to just using Atticus for the formatting and making it look awesome. I'm designing like my own little section break for book 3, and I'm going to add it into book 2's paperback version when I get ready to release that. So there's a lot of fun things you can do with it.
Yeah.
Easy Graphics agrees about not writing directly into Atticus formatting.
Yeah. Hi, Justin. Thanks for joining us. Nice to see you.
Yeah, I think Atticus has a lot of potential, but I mean, it's still an emerging platform. So I mean, I certainly have hopes for it, and I'm not sad about buying it because it's not that expensive. But I'm like, don't kid yourself that it's a great word processing program right now, because it's not.
No. It's trying to do everything, isn't it? It's trying to be Vellum and Word or Scrivener or whatever, and it's going to take a while before it's able to do all that. Hi, Morningstar. Thanks for joining us.
Easy Graphics. Yeah, that was exactly like I said. I lost. Like I said, it was only like 300 words or so. So thank goodness it wasn't much.
Yeah.
But after that I was like freaking out. Like, why did I buy this stupid thing?
Yes.
Then I figured out, like I said, there was a process to go through, even though it seems silly that you shouldn't have to do that. And after that, it's been fine.
Okay.
I agree, Megan. Megan said that Atticus would be a great program once they can work out all the bugs.
Yes. Yes. Go celebrate your wife's birthday, Easy Graphics. Have a great evening.
Nice.
Okay. Well then, shall we
first sprint?
Yeah, head into it. Yeah, that's not what you want at all, Megan, is it? 300 words is bad. Thousands of words is just no. Yes. Okay, let's head into our first sprint, everyone. See if we can get some good words, or at least good thoughts to start with. Okay. All right, then. I'm going to put on the sprint thing, and I will see you all in 20 minutes.
Sounds great. Thank you.
Hi, everyone. Hey, Better Days. Thanks for joining us. How did everyone get on? How did you get on, Grace?
Oh my goodness. I think I cursed myself. Atticus has
Oh,
crashed
no.
for me, and like everything I did all day yesterday is gone. Not only in my book that's active, but I'm having one of my friends who's a copywriter read through my second book one more time before it goes to paperback. And all my
Uh-huh.
edits there are gone too. So I have dashed off a help ticket to Atticus, hoping like Megan had. This is the first time it's picked on me since November. But
Yeah.
yeah, hopefully they'll be able to recover. I don't have a backup on my computer, but it's from like 7:45 yesterday morning. So most of my work is not there. I'm like, holy crap. So
No.
I'm trying to be zen about the whole situation right now because they have great support. But I'm
Okay.
like, but
Oh, my
there's
goodness.
good and bad, right? I also had a friend, the same friend that's the copywriter that's also doing another edit of my book. She also wrote that she actually teared up at one point as she's finishing my book. So I'm like, good and bad. She loves my book. So
Yeah. Definitely some good there. That is good.
Megan is totally sympathizing with me.
Yes.
I'll have to try
See?
Z. I've only tried it on Chrome. I haven't been into it on Safari. I'll try that next.
Yeah, give it a try.
It's like, don't
Fingers
panic. Don't
crossed.
panic.
Don't panic. It will be there. They will be able to get it back.
Yeah. I mean, like I said, you see it does the little savey thingy, but I'm like, because I was like, I wonder if it
Yeah.
was, and I looked and it was this other book I'd written in as well that day. And I made some, like maybe 20 or 30 corrections and they're not there either. So those are easier. Please don't make me rewrite those 3,500 words.
No.
How about everybody else? Everybody else put some good news up there.
What did we get? Morningstar got 288. I got 427. Let's hope so, Jocelyn. I'm not sure Z's actually been sprinting with us, but if you did, let us know how you got on. Megan, how did you do? Yeah, I got 427, so I was quite happy with that because I wasn't really expecting to get very much. So
That's a lot of writing. That's very good.
I can do it. I can type fast when I have somewhere to go. I just often don't have somewhere to go at the moment. I kind of know where I want to get to, but how I'm getting there is a little bit too. Yeah. Oh, good job, Megan.
Megan as well as writing, it looks like.
Yeah, Megan's working on the beginning of hers, and Megan doesn't like beginnings. Whereas I love beginnings, but endings are not my thing. So, and I still haven't got to read yours, Megan. So, I don't know what my husband's working tomorrow. If you send me your
I don't know that if I have a preference for beginnings and endings.
Really? Huh. What about middles? How do you feel about middles?
No, it's not there in Safari either.
Oh no!
So I could try Z, but that didn't work for me. Not panicking. Not panicking. I'm staying in my happy spot. I was going to plot more than write today anyway.
Yeah, there you go. Support will be fine. Support will be fantastic. They will get it all for you.
That's right. They're going to make it all better.
Yep. And yes, the one you're making edits on that you sent me yesterday to read and I couldn't manage to read. If you try it again tomorrow, maybe I'll get some time on the computer to do it and see if it works on the computer. Because I totally want to know what your beginning of your book 4 is.
I have a problem when I write beginnings is like, I get the first like sentence in my chapter and it's really hard to ever move off of that. So it's really hard for me to edit. Like I get this idea and I'm like, that's the first sentence in my book.
Yeah. Yeah, I do that. I had to change it. The book that I tried to write last year that I gave up on temporarily, for the rest of the year. I really wanted to start with her singing Here We Go Gathering Nuts in May. And then it wasn't going to work. And I was really gutted to lose that because that was funny. It made me laugh.
Oh. Well, you'll have to save that thought, and maybe you'll find another book that you can plug it into in the future.
Maybe. I did enjoy writing a bit of that.
Or maybe a sequel?
Yeah. We'll see. That book seems to be my nemesis. I've tried to write that book. I've tried to write that book for I don't know, probably coming up for 20 years now, and it just never works out. So, I don't know. Maybe when I've written millions of other books, I'll be like, oh, that's how that one's got to go. I have a whole 4-book series I may never publish that I've written so many times.
I'm trying to... I'm going to, I think after we go back to Sprint, I'm going to go play with looking at some fonts for my book cover next. So take my mind off of my book at the moment.
That's a good plan. Well, should we head into our next sprint now and let you go do that?
Let me try to panic some more on my side. And I'm going to yoga tonight, so that's a good thing, I think, at this point.
Oh, that's good. Yeah. Yoga's nice and calming, right?
And I'll think good thoughts to the universe while I'm there if they haven't gotten back to me by then.
Yes, good plan. All right then, everyone. Let us hit another 20 and see how we get on.
Awesome, thank you.
I'll see you all in 20. There we go. So, welcome back, everyone. Welcome back, little bots. Now you may go. There we go. Hope we all get on that time. Oh, Z does not have good news. You never heard back from them at all, Z?
I have already heard back from Atticus, and so they are already looking. They asked me some more questions, and so I've already given them some more answers. I may have. It looks like maybe it just didn't save. Maybe even work I did maybe on Sunday. Maybe I don't remember where I stopped, and I think I should have had more chapters that look like at least parts of one chapter is completely gone, and the other chapter only has like 750 words in it. And that my chapters are usually running between 28 and 3,800 words per chapter right now. So I've got a big chunk of that one missing as well. So I've got one backup from Monday morning. And so that may have some of that in there, but oh, I got a phone call. I'll be back.
Okay. Okay, well, while Grace is a phone-a-ring, everybody else better let me know how you got on. I got another 400 words. My ND bit is rolling along nicely. Hey, Grace. Jocelyn is outlining today.
Somebody was trying to sell me something.
I hate when people do that. I can sell myself things. I don't need people to help me with it. Megan is... Yeah, hopefully.
Yeah, my fingers are...
Yeah. How'd you get on in that sprint, Megan? Got distracted. Yay! I'm glad you're done fixing and you're back to drafting. That's fantastic. What chapter are you working on now? Who else is here with us? Morningstar left work early. So what have you been getting on with Morningstar? You got 288 for the first sprint. How did you get on for this sprint? Who else have we got? We have better days here. Justin's answered. Easy graphics had to run away. Oh, there's a bot that I missed. Go away, bot. Go away. Oh, interesting. It won't let me block those bots for some reason. Don't know if Cool Gamer's still here with us or not. We are on chapter 4. 250 words and cake. Yay!
I like the cake part.
Yeah.
I feel like I might need to have some cake.
Yes.
Or a drink.
Cake and yoga sounds like a great option. And drink.
You could have cake flavored vodka.
Oh my gosh, that sounds lovely.
I think I have some gingerbread vodka left from the holidays. I'm like, maybe that.
Do it. Probably not before the yoga. Or for me, probably not before.
Yeah,
I've tried on my face.
Happy hour followed by yoga is not a good idea.
No.
In this current release, we spend a lot of time in downward dog, and that's just not good to have anything on your stomach.
No. So what kind of cake have you got, Morningstar? Tell us. Give us all the cake details. It's required. You mentioned food here. You must share the details.
I am here for the food porn.
But now we have to wait, and that's always tricky. And I don't have any cake while I wait. Oh, but hey, my mum came over today, and she bought rock cakes. Do you guys have rock cakes in America?
I don't. Well, tell us what that is before we can tell you. Maybe we call it something different.
Well, it kind of looks like a scone. Do you have scones?
Yes. But I'm
But
betting, yeah, I bet you we don't have rock cakes then. We have
it's
scones are more like a biscuit to us. I mean, not a biscuit, like
uh,
I don't know what you call them. Like, because your biscuits are cookies, but biscuit like
yes.
to us.
Um,
So,
rock cakes,
so
also called a
a
rock
rock
bun.
cake.
Okay, apparently they were promoted by the Ministry of Food during the Second World War since they require fewer eggs and less sugar than ordinary cakes. So there you go. But yeah, so I was going to say my mum brought these around earlier. My husband's diabetic, and she kind of walked in the door saying, "Stephen, you can have these as well because I forgot to put the sugar in them." So yeah, but my eldest really enjoyed eating them. Said they were delicious. So I'm going to tell my mum that no sugar is clearly required. They're obviously
Do you
sweet enough.
put
They
would
do have a lot of dried fruit in them.
I would say, yeah, do you eat them out of hand or like with a fork, or how do you
Oh,
eat
it's
them?
just hands. Just
Yeah.
hands.
Did he put any like honey or anything on it? Or he just liked them without the sugar and he just that the fruit was enough for him?
He just scoffed half the box full. He was
Hey, and it's probably better, a little healthier.
yeah. That's what I was thinking. If they
Yeah.
don't need the sugar, then keep the sugar out. My husband said they're still no good for diabetics because they're full of dried fruit, but never mind.
Yeah. Morningstar got bakery cake, so that was some good stuff. Ooh, white
Like a
almond, like a
wedding
wedding
cake.
cake. That's my
Wow.
Morningstar. Do you get Bluebell ice cream where you are? It's a more of a regional ice cream that's Texas, but it's bigger now. Bluebell ice cream has a flavor called wedding cake, which is my ride or die favorite flavor out of the grocery. And it's like almond flavored ice cream with buttercream icing in
Nice.
the ice cream.
Yeah, nice. Wedding
It's
cake
amazing.
ice cream. That does sound delicious.
If I was stuck on a desert island and could only have a long enough extension cord, it would be ice cream.
Oh, we have a new
Anne
person.
says
Hello,
Bluebell is great.
Frances.
So if you
See,
like
this is
wedding
how we
cake,
get people to talk in our channel. We just have to talk about ice cream and cake.
Anne is actually participating in our Santa novel series, I believe.
Okay.
So she is popping on from that group. Yes, Anne's right. They had peppermint ice cream. Bluebell had it at a Christmas. But the wedding cake is sometimes it's a little bit more seasonal. Sometimes used to they'd come out like in late spring, early summer.
Yeah.
But thumbs up if you like wedding cake, you got to try that ice cream.
So rock. It's hard to explain if you don't really have scones either.
Well, we have scones, so yeah, we definitely know what a scone is. I still think our
rock
scones are
cakes.
probably sweeter than yours.
We do have different kinds of scones, but rock cakes are like a little bit tougher than scones. Like the dough's a bit harder. So scones are a bit fluffier than rock cakes. But quite similar apart from that. You have to Google rock cakes England and it should come up with some pictures and definitions and stuff. Megan, you should know what they are. You watch British baking stuff. You're telling me they've never done rock cakes on that show?
I've only watched a few episodes of the British baking show, so they have not featured rock cakes, but I have seen things I'm like, I have no idea what that is.
Do they do an American baking show? I should watch that one.
I don't know if we have we have like, Americans, the bigger the better. We have like cookie and cake bake-offs where it's like, but this is not going to win. It's going to be the one that's 5 feet tall, and the British Bake Off I think is so popular because it seems more reachable for normal people. They're not all creating like 5 foot tall whimsical sculptures, and things like that. They're making something that you find at a friend's house or something, or in a bakery.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. I do not know enough about how to make biscuits, cookies, or rock cakes to know that, Megan. Sorry. I missed a mention
This
of
can be like a
Italian.
combination of writing and cooking.
Yep. We have to do cooking. We have to do something about food every time. It's required. Italian cream cake sounds delicious, Jocelyn, but I'm not sure I've ever had it. Although in fairness, any cream cake sounds delicious.
Yeah, Italian cream cake is a layered cake that's kind of like it's a white cake sort of, but it's definitely different and has its own kind of thing. I mean, when you look at it, you think it's a cake, but it definitely does have its own unique flavor profile, and not usually as sweet as like an American cake. I mean, we love our sugar over here, and so the more sugar, the better.
Corn syrup and everything.
High fructose corn syrup.
Yes. Yes, I'm never going to be sad to not have to worry about that being in everything. My husband has trained our dog to eat cake. Does that require training? Because I've never trained my dog to eat cake. They just do it automatically. Yes. I mean, sugar is better than most things, in fairness. Love sugar. I haven't eaten sugar for ages now. And it's okay. I'm dealing with it. I didn't even eat my Christmas sweets. But I still love sugar. Grace, do you have a dog behind you?
I do. That is Pippa. I'm like, who's behind me? I'm sure it is. But yeah, that's Pippa. I have 2 other dogs, but they're underneath me at my desk. And then there's a cat like back on the back, and she kind of blends into the sofa, but there's a cat on the sofa.
Yeah.
And then there's another cat over on that sofa, and there's a third cat running around. So I have 3 cats and 3 dogs.
Excellent.
But they're all small, so.
Oh, that's nicely balanced. I like that. See, we've got 1 dog and 3 cats, so clearly we need 2 more dogs. That's just, yeah.
I'm more of a dog person than a cat person. I say after these cats, no more, because I'm the one who does all the care for them, and yet they don't really pay that much attention to me. And my dogs, think that I'm the best person on the planet. So
fair enough. I sometimes like the fact
you're
that
right,
they pay attention to me.
Ooh, Morningstar has a turtle.
Awesome.
Is it a tortoise, or is it like a water, like truly a turtle in water? So is it a dry tortoise, or is it a water turtle?
Your dog is called the same name as my sister,
Pippa. She came with that name, but yeah, very, 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 very British name. Of course, we all think of Pippa Middleton is what I think comes to mind when we think up.
Yes. My Pippa is much older than Pippa Middleton. So, but we got a cat. I lived with a friend of mine from university just after university, and we got a couple of cats, and we called one of them Pippa because I'd forgotten that Pippa existed. So I thought I should call a cat after her and remind myself that I did in fact have a sister, because I moved when my parents were helping me move into the flat. I looked at them at one point and was like, how are you going to deal now that your only child has left home? And they stared at me for a minute and were like, you have a sister, right? You're not an only child. Oh yes, so I do.
That's right. So Morningstar says she has a red-eared slider, which is a water turtle. I don't know if you have those in England, but they're usually not terribly big. They can be, I don't know how big they can get, but most of the time I see them, they're like, this big, and they have like a little red line behind kind of their ear holes. So that's why they call them red-eared sliders. But they're really cute and sweet. We
had an issue back when I was a child, so 25 years ago, with terrapins. People got terrapins as a pet, and I think they had red behind the ears, so I'm not sure if they were the exact same thing or not.
Could
But
be.
people got them as pets, and then they grew a bit too big for the tank, and they couldn't look after them, and they kept releasing them into the waterways and causing a big problem. So
We have people, turtles a little bit, but people do the same thing with, fish, and they let loose their fish in the ponds, and it's like,
yeah,
dudes, don't do that, so people, what are you going to do?
right, yeah. I love betta fish. They're so pretty.
I have a
I've
funny
never
betta
had
fish
one.
story.
Yeah.
I had betta fish are fighting fish, so you can only put
Mhm.
one in a tank. Well, I had this special betta fish tank that had a plexiglass divider, and so they could see each other and they could, posture and fluff up their fins and things at each other. But they were separated, and I came, and it had a little lid on it, and it was a nice tank. I came home one day, and both betta fish were on one side, and one had jumped over the plexiglass divider, and there was enough space in the lid, and the water was, I'd probably refreshed their tank. The water was high enough one could jump over into this side and proceed to kick the other poor betta fish's asses. It was all like
Oh,
its fins were all in tatters. So I fished them out and separated them. They recovered
yeah.
just fine, but I never filled the
Oh,
tank
that's
up
good.
quite that far again because, yep, they
Yes.
fought.
Yeah. Apparently, you can keep girl
I
betta fish together.
wonder, well,
I've heard. Well,
Okay.
shall we do our final sprint, everyone? Now we have done our
I'm going to
obligatory
talk to Atticus more.
food talk. Yes, good plan. All right, everyone.
Well, good luck. Ready to be productive.
Yeah, thanks. You too. I hope you managed to have some productive talk with Atticus this time. I'll see you all in 20.
Bye, everyone.
Oh,
Hello.
welcome back. How did we all get on that time? Grace, did you get any good news from Atticus?
I had 2 more emails. I mean, they're looking into it, and so 3 minutes ago. So yeah, they're still emailing with me. So I don't have a bad
Okay.
update yet, but I'm trying to be calm.
Yes. Yes. Megan, fantastic. 320 words.
That's
Excellent.
great.
Morningstar, that happens more than I'd like it to. Were you looking up anything interesting? See, yay for getting stuff done, even if it is real work. Sometimes we just got to do it.
Yeah, I mean, that's research.
What, real work?
What Morning said she got
Oh, yeah.
looking up stuff for it. I mean, like, that's research. That's still working. You're
It
embedding
is.
ideas for future words.
Exactly. It's important. Almost 300 words. Fantastic, Anne. I got 293, so yeah.
Nice again. Ooh.
Outfits in the 1920s.
I
But
love
where?
researching vintage.
Where in the 1920s? 1920s America, 1920s England, 1920s Russia? Where are we talking? Did you look through all 50? Anyone want to give a grand title of words for the day? I only do that so that I can put it on my spreadsheet. I got 1,152 words today. Yay.
Nice. That was a great, very productive for you.
Yeah, let's hope they're not all complete crap.
And you'll rewrite half of them. That's usually what I do.
US. And what was the fashion in 1920s US? Was that like the flapper skirts? Is that? I knew a fashion thing, and it's only had to be 100 years out of date for me to know it.
Flappers and zoot suits, and
Yes.
yeah, they were starting to wear bathing suits in the 20s. So I mean, they were full torsoed and sleeved and everything.
Yes. Not going for the flapper. So you've picked the flapper time period, but you're going to non-flapper it.
So if she's non-flapper, she would be wearing like a drop-waisted dress that would have like a lot of times the hip, so it was very straight. So they were very much into the like not curvy in the 20s. It was a very straight, flat look for women, and like shin length. So you could see like their ankles and you could see their shoes.
I see. Very risque, showing the ankles.
And the bell hats, the cloche hats, those were really popular in the 20s.
Yes. Yes. I do love old, ancient, vintage. That's the word, vintage fashion. Much more interesting than current fashion, which I'm just not getting at all.
I love. I worked at a summer. I volunteered when I was getting to go into university, and I volunteered at our historical society. And so they had clothes from maybe 1860s through the 1950s, probably. And so I worked cataloging the clothes and trying to date them, best I could with library books because it was back in the 80s. So yeah, you check out the library and kind of compare and like, what do those sleeves look like? What's how full's the skirt? What's the decorative? And try to, fashion it.
Yeah. Yeah, that sounds interesting. think the movie River Runs through it.
It was Brad Pitt and Robert Redford, and I can't remember who. I think there was another guy in it, and it was one of those like scenic and slow pictures. I think it might have won Best Picture, or it was certainly nominated for it. And I think I never saw the whole movie, but I think it has a sad ending, if I remember right.
And say, I think that's one I've never even heard of. So, and I've heard of many films, even though I've seen very few of them.
I think River Runs Through It was maybe early to mid 90s. Anne agrees it was sad. Somebody dies. I'm sure somebody dies, or maybe more than some people die. I don't know.
From
I
your
don't
neck.
watch really anything. I don't watch any TV. I hardly see movies.
No.
So I spend most of my time in my head, I think.
Although, I mean, if it has Brad Pitt in it, that's almost worth it. He's quite pretty.
He is pretty.
Although if that was 90s, he must have been
was
what?
very
Like,
young.
yeah.
Yeah, like maybe early 20s, mid 20s probably, because I think he's.
Yeah.
I mean, he's got to be right around 50, because between like 50 and 55, I think. I mean, he's about my age.
No, that's just wrong.
Looks like Anne doesn't maybe watch television anymore. I'm guessing that's what that is. They're making movies.
Yeah. I don't watch a lot of television. I've never watched a huge amount. My parents were never really TV people. We were just book people. So I've gone through phases where I've watched more, but no, much prefer the books now.
If I'm not reading, I'm on the computer doing other things. So I don't say that I don't waste time, like, because television means entertainment and it's a time waster and it's good. But I waste my time on the computer.
Oh my gosh, 58. That just.
Oh, he's older than I thought.
Yeah. He is. So many men are, though. If only they all behaved as handsomely as they looked, wouldn't that be nice?
Yep.
I just don't have the attention span for films. I start watching a film and then I've got to do something to occupy my hands. So then I'm on my phone to occupy my hands, and then I'm reading what's on my phone, and then I'm lost the film.
I have to go to a movie to actually watch the movie, because then I'm like, that's my purpose. I'm there to watch the movie, and then I'm fine. But of course, we haven't done much of that over the past 2 years because of stupid COVID. So
yeah,
I think I saw Spider-Man. That was the first movie I've seen in probably 2 years.
I have not gone out to the cinema since my eldest was born, because we don't have anyone handy who could babysit for us. And we're also extremely poor because we have children. So, all in all, that sabotages all the cinema plans,
How much does it cost to go to the cinema?
Far too much. Like, I don't know. I think the last time I went, it was something ridiculous, like nearly £10 a person a ticket. And then you've got to buy snacks and drink, and you're like £15-20 for a couple of hours entertainment. And
yeah,
it just.
I would say, like, our nice theaters, like we have something called Alamo Drafthouse in Texas, and they're they're like, big armchair recliners, and they bring you like real food, and they're really good. But that's like probably like that'd be like equivalent to £7, maybe £8 to go to for the tickets, and then the food's not actually that expensive. It actually feels like a better deal there versus paying £5 for a bucket of popcorn.
Yes.
Now here, because it's America, it's always free refills now. So if you can manage to eat 4 buckets of popcorn, you can do it.
Yeah. I can never eat enough to make those worthwhile. It was always very disappointing. Do you know, I really found that in the Lord of the Rings, and I was deeply disappointed with the original ones that they released in the cinema. The long ones, I
The
was
Peter
okay.
Jackson ones?
Yeah, the because they released like the shortcut in the cinema, and I was just like, but they missed out half the book. Like what happened? And then they released the long ones, and I'm like, oh look, there's the other half. Excellent.
People they'd have to bring back pee breaks to, it's like, okay, it's
Yeah.
intermission time. Everybody go to the bathroom, then come back and watch some more.
Yeah.
Witcher, just because I think I want to look at Henry Cavill or Cavill, I don't know how to pronounce his name, but that series does look interesting to me. And I've not watched Outlander, and I've wanted to watch that one too. And just same thing. It seems like I just don't seem to have enough time to sit down. And if I'm sitting down, I'd rather be doing something versus
Yes.
just watching.
Yeah. I have that. My husband would quite like me to watch more TV with him, but I'm like, how about if I sit here and you watch TV and I read a book? Because I've got a lot of books I need to read, and I don't need to watch any of the TV. So does that count? Apparently that doesn't.
Well, where the dog was sitting, that's where my husband sits, and he watches television. And I'll sit here and work on my book usually. And if it's really distracting, because sometimes he's watching them, like, I start trying to watch it, even though I'm not really that interested. But it's just like, who killed that person? Or so I'll put on. So I have headphones.
Well, I'm glad it's not just me.
Yeah. Nope. Me too. And I have to go.
Yes.
I got some more work emails before the day's done. So thank you for having me.
Oh, thank you so much for joining me and leaving me not talking to myself all evening. I appreciate it. Z, thank you so much for joining us in the chat. I'm so sorry you couldn't be here to sprint with us as well.
That lousy work. How dare it get in the way of our writing?
Right. Thank you everyone else for joining us. It was fantastic to see you and hear how much work you got done, read how much work you got done today. And yeah, have a great week, everyone. And we'll see you on Saturday at 12 noon Eastern time. Yes.
Right. Bye, everyone. Bye, Ollie.
Just got to find the right buttons. Hang on.